I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Couple minutes on the score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Welcome to the British Basketball League YouTube channel for some festive buckets. We've got two games for you tonight. Later, the Caledonia Gladiators make the long journey to Plymouth. But before that, we're featuring two resurgent teams in the league. The Manchester Giants had a sketchy start to the season, but they've enjoyed recent wins over Bristol and Surrey, as well as running the Lions very close. Leicester Riders' new signing, Teddy Buckets Allen, had an MVP winning debut as he steered his new team to victory against Caledonia. Dan Routledge will be calling this one alongside former Leicester Rider Ant Rowe.
Thank you very much, Jeanette. Yes, it is a fascinating game here in Manchester. The Leicester Riders are in town for a bit of pre-Christmas action, and this feels like a game that would be a big win for whichever one gets it.
Yeah, not a lot separates these two teams. You've got the Leicester Riders in 7th place, trying to stay in the playoffs, which is top 8, and then you've got the Manchester Giants in 9th, trying to get in the top 8. So big win for both parties here.
Let's have a look at the starting fives for the two teams, starting with the Manchester Giants and two former Leicester Riders in the starting lineup in William Lee and Jamel Anderson. Both will want to impress against their old club. At the other end of the floor, despite Teddy Allen's impressive debut, Leicester will continue to bring him off the bench here today. So it's the starting five that we've seen in recent weeks, led by their captain, Kimball McKenzie. Well, one guy you wanted to highlight, another former Leicester player playing for Manchester, been in excellent form of late, Evan Walsh.
Red hot form on the 7th of December 2023 in a home win against the Surrey Scorchers. Evan Walsh scored 22 points for his British Basketball League career high. He's since done that in 3 of the last 4 games. So this is a guy going to want to inflict a lot of damage on his former employer.
Well, he certainly has been sensational, and Teddy Allen, what a debut for him last week.
He's a late addition this season, but boy, what an entrance he's had into the British Basketball League. 32 points in that big win against the 2nd place Caledonia Gladiators. He's a natural-born scorer. His nickname is Teddy Buckets, and boy, is he living up to that so far.
Well, he certainly is. He knows how to put the ball in the basket. Well, Rob Paternostro was quite a point guard back in his day. Still got the handles. We'll have tip-off right after this break. Welcome back to Manchester. Somebody gave up their Christmas shopping to come here today. Mr. Grinch in the house watching it. There's a good crowd in. I'm sure it'll be quite an atmosphere here in Manchester once they get this underway. And this team that Brian Simone has put together has been a fun team to watch, particularly in recent weeks.
It has, and we've certainly attributed that exciting, unpredictable tag to Giants. The unpredictability can sometimes help them, and it can sometimes hinder them. And you never really know what you're going to get, but what you are going to get is you're going to get an exciting brand of basketball.
Well, they will be hoping to claim a second home win over the Leicester Riders this season, beat them. Both of these teams, it's the first time where one of them hasn't been playing on a back-to-back, so both will have had a full week to prepare for the other. It'll be interesting to see if that makes much of a difference.
Yeah, 1-1 currently, and again, not a lot between these two teams in the league table, so very even matchup here.
Well, if anybody gets injured, we got a pretty good sub in the house. Taj Green, the former Manchester Giants, now playing his trade in Newcastle, of course, is watching on.
He had some big games in this building, didn't he?
He did. He had that viral dunk last year. You and I were both there. Threw it off the backboard to himself. Chris Dodd, Steve Ellis, and Nick Nassiar, 3 officials for tonight's game. And the Fives are out there. We are almost set to get it underway here. And both coaches will be hoping for a little pre-Christmas present of 2 more British Basketball League points. I think everybody's set, and we can get this one underway. Love that from Chris Dodds. He says, I'm going to throw the ball up just in case they didn't know. Well, they obviously didn't know because he's tipped it on the way up there, Thomas, and it'll be a Manchester ball. You have to let the ball reach its apex before you can tip it.
It didn't look like he was going to get there, Dan. A bit of a dodgy throw there from Chris Dobbs, I think.
You're always blaming the refs, aren't you?
No, shaky start from the boys in Burgundy.
Well, FIBA rules means you only get 14 seconds on the opening possession if you get the ball in the front court like that. Jamel Anderson doesn't need many of those 14 to lay it in for his first score.
No, he doesn't. A quick, direct 5-second shot there from him. Concerns already from the Leicester Riders defense. They're very little resistance as the former Leicester Riders gets an easy 2.
McKenzie coming around that screen. Little hand check foul called on Harris. He'll know the danger of McKenzie on the curl.
Oh, surely that's what we're... Oh, here we go, off the curl there, and yeah, as you say, he's just conscious, I think, of McKenzie getting space there, because we've seen him light up Manchester.
He's trying to feed it through to Mo Walker, but there's a foul called in there on the floor. I think it's Anderson that's called for it. A little slap across the wrist there. You can see it from the baseline camera. So 2 fouls in the first 30 seconds for Manchester. Not a great way to start. Well, Thomas bobbles that one out, and Lewis keeps it in play. Manchester will get the ball back. Anderson. Lewis. Lewis circles all the way round back to the top. It's going to be a 3-second violation on Robertson, who camped in the lane.
Well, it was like a roundabout there, and Lewis has missed his turning, so he just kept going and getting around. And what that's essentially done is left Robertson in the key. Of course, you can only stay in there for 3 seconds. I think he used all of those and some.
McKenzie going quick and slapped away by Robertson.
That's what he gives you, that 7'1" long wingspan, athletic rim protector.
Now he's looking to go at the offensive end, kicks it out to Lewis. Lewis fires up the 3, misses everything, and Thomas catches the air ball.
No, not a great shot there from Nick Lewis. And
here's Mo Walker running the floor, gives it back to Thomas for the 2-handed jam.
Mo Walker felt there was an easier option there. That was Myron Thomas that was trailing for an easy dunk.
Padding his assist there, Big Mo.
Or saving his energy. Which one do you want to call it?
Could be, yeah, could be.
Or both.
Anderson using his speed to go past Walker, but blows the layup. That's unusual.
He did the hard part, didn't he?
Well, Harris rips it away, and Robertson had never got back. He misses the layup as well.
Oh, goodness me. And that's one of the instances where just dunk it, big man.
Credit to, I think it was Holmes running back. He fires up the three. At least gave him something to think about. But yeah, just dunk it.
Look, very small sample size, but I thought there was going to be an explosion of points in this game. Neither team have proven that they can consistently defend. Two worst defensive teams in points conceded per game. But both seem to be having struggles shooting the basketball.
Yeah. Maybe we need your two picks into the game. Get them in early, Walsh and Allen, see if they can get it going. Here's Thomas getting his man in the air, and Lee lands on him for a foul. And that will be 2 free throws.
Smart move here from Thomas. I think when your team is struggling to consistently put points on the board and shoot the ball, yes, you could put him in the game, but also a tactic you'd want to do is you want to attack the defense, make them commit fouls. One, you're going to get a trip to the free throw lines for some easy points or opportunities for easy points, and then secondly, the opposition putting pressure on their fouls. Third now, team fouls on Manchester Giants.
It's very early in the ball game to be up to 3 team fouls.
It is, yep.
Teams tend not to shoot a ton of free throws in the first quarter. It's a good way of getting the scoreboard ticking and getting your eye in, though, if you can force the other team into early foul issues.
And Riders are a good free throw shooting team as well. 77%. They're only second to London Lions at 80%. So, you know, if you put the Leicester Riders on the free throw line a lot, you're going to put yourself in a significant disadvantage to compete in this game.
And it's around the screen, knocked loose by Walker, but illegally so. The referees, as they come back, just checking whether it's a shooting foul or not. It will be 2 shots for Anderson. He had picked the ball up. Rob's not convinced.
I don't know, it looked like to me he was picked the ball up and he was in motion towards the rim. Give Jamel Anderson the benefit of the doubt there. I mean, what a superb season Jamel Anderson is having as well. I mean, we often use the strap like a fine wine, but you know, from an individual perspective, he's always been a very successful team player, won a bunch of silverware in this league, but this year leading his team in scoring at over 15 points per game. He has been such a concisive producer for them this year.
You always know what you're going to get from him at this end of the floor as well, Anderson. One of the best on-ball defenders of his generation in the British Basketball League. McKenzie out to Holmes. Looking for room along the baseline. Probably could have gone up there, but kicked it out. Leicester will only have 3 seconds to work with here.
Sometimes when you make your mind up, you're right. There was a layup, but he'd already made his mind up that he was going to penetrate and kick out. But it had Holmes just change his mind at the last second there, he would have got a layup.
Well, it's through Thomas's hands. Lewis, wide open, lines up the 3 and knocks it down. And well, there's been some gifts from both teams in the early stages here. Leicester almost turned it over again. Good hands. Lewis that time steals it away.
Underrated defender at times, isn't he, Nicholas Lewis? You know, we often talk about his talents on the offensive end and his ability to change games by his shooting. But defensively, he's always there and thereabouts, looking to steal the basketball.
4 turnovers from Leicester, although that last one was definitely a takeaway. Well, Lewis, if you give him that sort of time and space, there's only really going to be one result.
He likes that shot too in transition when the defense is not set up and not organized. There's a guy you have to locate, run him off the line.
Here is Teddy Allen into the game for the first time. Walker for McKenzie even for 3. Easy pair to get confused. Them two, they look so similar.
But you see how confident there Kimball McKenzie was stepping into that. I think Mo Walker could have done that too there.
He can knock down a three, to be fair. Pass a little ambitious from Anderson, and that'll go out of bounds for a Leicester ball.
You love to see it though, don't you? That's your 7'1" centre diving on the floor there, trying to save the... And there's a shot before. Look at that, nothing but net. It's one of those times, Kimmo McKenzie's really good at that. He shoots the ball before he catches it, meaning he's already made a psychological commitment to shooting the ball, and that looks so clean.
Here's Low. His pass is deflected, but right back to him. Gets into the key, finger rolls it in for two.
He's such a natural scorer at times as well. He's really good. Spatial awareness, uses his body well, and even looked a little bit unorthodox there, that shot, but results in a 2-point play.
Lewis to the rim, and he lays it in, and he might get three the old-fashioned way here.
Nicholas Lewis loves this fixture. I remember back when I played, and Nicholas Lewis would always get up for these Leicester Riders fixtures, whether it be in a London jersey, Sheffield jersey, or now Manchester Giants jersey.
Well, he's got a chance to tie the scores at 9. Walker will sit down as Adowu checks in for him. Can't convert the three-point play. Nobody wanted the rebound. Allen eventually gets it. Allen all the way to the basket, and Lawton with a slightly clumsy foul didn't stop the ball at all, and he'll get a chance from the free throw line. Leicester leading this one by 1 with 4:55 to go. Timeout is called. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to Manchester, where Teddy Allen is on the free throw line for Leicester, looking for his first point of the ball game. Obviously had 32 on his debut. Quiz question for you, Ant.
Let's go.
Last 15 years, only one player has scored 30 plus in his first 2 British Basketball League games. Any ideas?
Ooh.
I'll give you a minute or two to think about that. As Allen gets the first 2 of his night, so only another 28 to equal that. Maybe I should throw it out to the audience. Let's see who knows out there.
Yeah.
Let us know in the YouTube comments. One player in the last 15 years in the British Basketball League with 30 plus in his first 2 British Basketball League games, as Adowu pulls down the rebound.
Yeah, I'm going to enact my phone a friend here.
Are you? Not even going to have a guess. You think about it, because I wouldn't want you to give it away. if you do get it.
I might have played with one of them. One guy
You
in
might
particular.
have. Here's Allen for 3. That's short. I'm not giving you clues like that. Lee fires up. Law with the rebound.
That's the one that you want to put the shot up as
Yeah,
soon as you
yeah,
hear the
yeah.
whistle. And it could be so difficult because it's a split-second decision, but the bump's there. And then
Yeah, shoot it.
it was the harder thing to do from Lull as well, as to turn his body around and pass it back. But it doesn't matter. It's in the bonus anyway. Manchester Giants, 5 team fouls, which puts them in the bonus. And every foul thereafter will mean the Leicester Riders will make a trip to the free throw line. And we commented that they picked up some early fouls, didn't they? 2, 3 early fouls before 3 minutes had even been played in the first quarter. And what it does now is it means it gives Leicester Riders opportunity here to extend this lead from the free throw line.
Well, we've had a couple of guesses in, and Zaire Taylor has come in. That is somebody you played with.
Yeah, but he was a very good passer of the basketball, so
yeah.
I wouldn't say he's an option. Jeremy Bell is someone.
Jeremy Bell's a good shout. It's not right, but Trey Moore is another one. Again, a good shout, but not right. Well, I could keep this going all game, couldn't I? Maybe I'll save this for the second game of the day for the answer. Here's Boursier for Manchester. The second game is Plymouth against Caledonia, coming up at 8 o'clock on the British Basketball League YouTube channel as Lewis drops it in.
Nicholas Lewis looking very active on the offensive end. 7 points personal now for him.
Lowell turning the corner. Back to Holmes for 3. Back iron. Lewis chases down the rebound. Out to William Lee. He fires up the 3 and knocks it down. The score's a level.
Good signs there for the Giants in William Lee locking down his first shot. Questions over his health in the last several games. He's been playing limited minutes or patchy minutes, but when he's been on court, he's been productive.
Well, Mackenzie loves that shot and quickly brings to an end that 5-0 Manchester run.
Excellent at that as well. After he comes off the screen, he's really good at sort of getting in that pocket, the no man's landed between the two defenders, which gives him enough time and space to get up that pull-up jump shot.
Blocked by Lowell. Lewis thought about the 3 and loses the handle out of bounds. We're getting all sorts of guesses now. Gino Crandall's come up a couple of times. That was wrong as well. James question mark. I think it was James Life, was it? Nope is the answer. John White, somebody has said, because that's a good shout, but too long ago. It's the last 15 years one player has scored 30-plus points in his first 2 British basketball games. Mike Cook is a really, really good shout. Mike Cook actually holds the record in the last 15 years of most points on debut. I think it was 37 off the top of my head, but didn't get 30 in the second game. Cameron Rundles, another good scorer, used to play for Leicester. Still wrong. I'm loving this now. I ought to have a game show. Here's a Dowu at the back of the iron. Lobbed up towards Lawton, broken up by Adowu.
Right idea, but just wrong execution on that one. Boursier should have lifted that pass a little bit higher and guided Lawton into the rim.
No room for Russell along the baseline. Good defense from Walsh. This is usually Walsh time, isn't it? Last couple of minutes of the first quarter is when he starts to fill it up, and there he is right on cue.
He is so good at that, and as you say, Dan, give them the ball and everyone else get out the way. In the open floor, he is one of the better players you'll see this year.
Off the mark is Mackenzie. Wanted a foul, didn't come. That pass is straight to Allen from Evan Walsh.
Goodness me, that wasn't even close to getting through.
Adowu with the offensive rebound. He's kind of stuck under the basket. Can't put it back. He might get another go, and he's fouled at the second time.
Wow. Some shots there that Leicester Riders will want back. But good persistence there from Adowu. And here's Evan Walsh, gets bumped there from Russell, but doesn't deter him, keeps going towards the ribbon. As you can see by the flexing of the muscles, Walsh is feeling pretty good about that one.
Well, they're still guessing in the chat who was the first player to score 30 plus in his first 2 British Basketball League games in the last 15 years. Big Mo Walker's got a shout out. He did get 32 on debut for Worcester, but didn't score 30 in game 2. Ant Rowe, somebody's put Ant Rowe. Come on now, did you get 30 in your entire career?
I got 29 a couple times.
Aaron Hardy gets a shout out. More likely to have back-to-back triple doubles than back-to-back 30s, I would have thought. Another great Leicester player of the past. Leicester leading this one by 2. Minute to go in the first quarter. Boursier looking for room and finding Robertson, who shakes the stanchion with a thunder dunk.
Great work there from Boursier. It's all in the point guard there, where they suck the defense in and gets his 7-foot dunk in center. An easy 2 points.
Let's turn the volume up here in Manchester. Russell looking for some room. Adowu fakes the 3. Spinning to the hook, rattles out. Walsh throws it long, gets it down to Anderson. He can't convert, he wants a foul, he's livid. That one didn't come his way.
Great pass this time from Evan Walsh. That one was significantly more difficult as well than the previous one he turned over, but this time Jamal Anderson just couldn't quite finish and felt like he was fouled.
Here's Teddy Allen going to the rim off the backboard and lays it in. Anderson's going to heave up from half court, and that will do it for a tight opening quarter here in Manchester. It's a 2-point game. We'll be back with the second quarter after this break. Welcome back to Manchester, where Christmas is almost upon us, as you can tell from the festive attire. But it's Russell with the backcourt there. He lost the dribble and it went into the backcourt. And that will be an immediate turnover. That won't please Rob Paternostro any.
No, that's the rookie point guard. Well, playing his first year as a pro after playing over in the States Division, NCAA Division 2. But you're right, that's a play you don't want your point guard to be making, especially fresh out the start of the second quarter.
Anderson to the basket, another missed layup. Anderson is having a nightmare here.
That's an equally easy follow-up there from Robertson, who should finish that.
Oh, they've missed so many chippies in and around the ring. The Manchester Giants. Here's Allen. Fires up the three. Tough shot, little short.
Well, Jamal Anderson will relish that opportunity to guard Teddy Allen as well. Rather enjoys that assignment.
Well, Burton had the mismatch underneath, and the pass was just high enough for him to be able to pull it in.
Yeah, really nice high-low play there. Dumped down to their big, and good concentration from Robertson as well to remain focused and not fumble that ball. Good finish.
Russell's going to heave up the three. That's the back iron. Long rebound out to the free throw line, and Robertson. Anderson dancing his way to the basket, and he's got another one, rims out.
Wow, but it won't. He's one of these players, I think, that will remain positive.
There's Allen for three, and he knocks it down. His first triple of the game.
So casually natural, isn't it? When he scores the ball, that little bump got him the time and space to get that shot off. Looks so easy.
Well, this time, Anderson, you can see the arms go up as if in relief that a layup went in for him.
That was his left hand as well, his weaker hand. At the upper end of the floor as well, Manchester Giants not setting up, and Blake Bowman now with a easy two.
Walsh running it back and in off the glass, and it's up and down right now.
This is what I thought. I had visions of this game being like up and down.
Took them a little while to get going, didn't it? But they seem to have now. Here's Russell trying to get to the rim, uses his body well. That's going to be a foul on legend Robertson. So it'll be 2 free throws.
And that's the best way as well to distract the rim protector in legend Robertson when the guard is penetrating, as he does here, gets past Boucher, nice crossover, and then what that means is Robertson's busy trying to block the point guard attacking the rim. So then Adowu is going to have opportunities, or the other opposite bigs going to have opportunities to crash the offensive board.
Well, Russell at the free throw line. Well, earlier, if you weren't with us, I set out a quiz question of who was the only player in the last 15 years to score 30 points in his first 2 British Basketball League games, because Teddy Allen scored 32 last week. He has 7 so far tonight. Ant's got no idea. There's been a lot of guesses. We've had Andre Smith, Tyler Bernardini, Ches Marks, Neil Watson, Rashad Hassan, Connor Washington, Taylor King, Tim Williams, Parker Jackson, Cartwright, Vic Moses, Joe Chapman, Matthew Bryan and Manning, Tony Dorsey. Come on now, people. I said last 15 years. Tony Dorsey had retired 15 years ago. All wrong answers. It's good fun, this. I'm enjoying this. Here's Boursier driving through, tosses it up. Doesn't go, but he will go to the free throw line.
Is there a prize, Dan?
Well, I didn't know it was going to take off. I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting to throw out a quiz here. I need to come up with a prize, don't I? I can offer you an apple. You've not even had a guess yet.
An Apple iPhone, did you say?
No, I did not.
Dan Routledge, generous.
It is Christmas. I'm not even supposed to be here. What are you talking about? Here's Stampley on the fall-away. Tough shot.
That is a difficult shot there, and Stampley has been someone sometimes he finds it hard to get himself established in the offense, but you see there, difficult shot, knocks it down.
Allen kicks it out. Bowman's corner 3 off the mark. Oh, what a follow! Legend Robertson with the hammer.
That is the best method for legend Robertson. Just slam it back home. Forget the finesse. Pretty putbacks, just throw it down, big fella.
Moving screen called against Adowu, just chasing the guard on that, but Boursier running it back. So many layups have come off the iron for the Giants, but that's what you do. Clean it up on aisle 0.
That's it. As long as the guards and the forwards remain proactive and attacking the rim, you're always going to give opportunities for your bigs to crash the boards. And Boschier had a really good game last game in the loss against London Lions.
Travel with it, did he? Just a little stutter when he lost his balance.
Canadian now looking to play on British soil. Guy that's heavily regarded as an up-and-coming player in Canada. Was selected third in the Canadian League draft.
Well, here's the MVP of the Canadian League, trying to get some points on the board for Leicester and finding the bottom of the net.
Just a natural score, 9 points personal now.
Here's Walsh doing what he does, just attacking the rim.
Evan Walsh now on pace. 6 points now off the bench for Evan Walsh.
Here's Allen slowing it down, tipping it back, didn't quite have enough on that one. Evan Walsh on the pick and roll, lobbing it towards Robertson, but Adowu's in the way. Washington is fouled. It was a good pass as well from Washington.
Pass. Very good foul, because I think that foul has prevented another easy bucket for the Riders.
The Riders bench watching on as Washington and Adowu sit down, and McKenzie amongst the returners.
Yeah, Panos was just trying to find a unit here, a 5 that's going to start firing.
McKenzie back out to Thomas, thought about the 3, took it at the second attempt, and it rims out. Lee is fouled by Thomas, and he will go to the free throw line for 2.
Not a great foul. I mean, William Lee's someone who can hit that turnaround jump shot, but it's still a high degree of difficulty shot. You just want to stay straight up here, make it over you. But it was that little half pump fake that I think Thomas bit on, which causes the foul. This could mean a big re-addition to the Giants as well. William Lee coming back into the fray. Been injured for a lot of last year, and which transitioned into this year. He's played just over a handful of games now as he looks to establish himself back into the Giants rotation and be an impactful player like he once was.
McKenzie has it knocked away. Lewis trying to convince Chris Dodds that it's a Manchester ball, but it's a Leicester possession. McKenzie trying to spin, kicks it back out. Shot clock getting low. Stampley gets his hands on the ball. Manchester come up with the steal. Lewis out in front. Lewis finishes well. Good use of the body.
I thought it was good defense from Blake Bowman there to go high and straight up, but even better offense there from Lewis, who finishes high off the glass.
And there's Lewis again getting his hands on the ball. Allen along the baseline is thrown out by Nicholas Lewis. What a block from Lewis. Absolutely swiped that one away. 31-27 the score here. Nick Lewis with a huge play. Timeout call. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Manchester, where Nicholas Lewis has been getting it done at both ends of the floor for the Giants. 9 points already, and then this highlight block just before the timeout, and it'll be a Leicester ball from the end. Bowman back to Holmes. He's going to take the three, and he's going to miss it. Lewis grabbing the rebounds as well now.
Just doing everything. And Nicholas Lewis, guy's 30 years old, Canadian, and he's played the majority of his career in the league, so he's seen it all. He's done a lot in this league.
Oh, he's missed a layup there. It's unusual. Well, not for this game, though, surprisingly enough. That's going to be a foul on Walsh. I think it's one of those where if he'd kept his feet, they'd probably let that play.
Yeah, agreed. Again, probably a good foul because Riders had the numbers there. A really positive start for Nicholas Lewis. Look at that, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, but how many interceptions, steals, and just being in the right place, right time, nuisance type of plays as he made. He's been impactful.
Allen, runner, misses, tipped out, and that will stay with Leicester. It's not quite been as easy for Teddy Allen as it was last week when seemingly everything went in. He has got 9 points, but not quite as efficiently as he did last week. 9 shots for them. Thomas, good footwork down in the low block.
Really nice move there, and he's against William Lee, who's perhaps 2 or 3 inches bigger than him. But Thomas does really good job there. Patience, nice use of the pivot as well, pump fake, and such an athlete where he can just power up through there with a soft finish.
Allen got a delay, a game warning there for knocking the ball away for Leicester. Manchester by 2, 4 minutes to go. Walsh diving down the lane, stolen away by Thomas. McKenzie, Holmes lines up the three and knocks it down. Leicester back in front.
Big shot and a positive sign there from Holmes. That's his first points of this evening, of today, excuse me. A player who's, before Teddy Allen's arrival, was their leading scorer in 13.5 points a game.
And he's got a steal here, Holmes, as well. Leicester have numbers. Holmes is going to give it to Thomas. It wasn't the best pass, but he's able to lay it in, and suddenly Leicester, on a little bit of a tear here, have opened up a 3-point lead with 7 consecutive points, and a timeout called by Manchester 3 minutes from halftime.
Yeah, that's all Jaron Holmes as well, down those back-to-back plays. A big 3 there, which is, you know, obviously ignited his confidence there. The other end of the floor steals the ball from Jamal Anderson, which leads to an open floor. You're right, that pass looked a little hard, but a good catch and finish there from Thomas.
This was the one that got it going, that transition 3 where he's open and then turning up the heat defensively, getting his hands on the ball.
Here we go. All right, let it go. Yeah.
I think Thomas was expecting the alley-oop.
Good catch and finish though.
If we don't have it, then Jared can play here, back out to Kimball, we can make a play. Gotta get back, keep the ball up, make sure it's transition. Please, everything half court for them, nothing to transition. Finish this motherfucker.
Well, apologies for any language you may have heard at the end there, but the key message was about keeping them in the half court and not allowing that transition that Manchester are very good at.
He said, get back, please. He never said please with us. Goodness me. He's developed into the most polite coach I think I've ever seen. But no, just to re-emphasize his desperation there to his team is, he's right. You know, you give a team like Manchester Giants transition points, this could be a very long and unfruitful day for you.
Anderson along the baseline, shovels it out into the corner, but that one rattles out. Here's Holmes into the key, soft touch, but doesn't get the roll. Stampley with the rebound. It is stolen away by Allen. He gives it back to Holmes, who is challenged well by Stampley, and Manchester survive.
Yeah, opportunities missed there for the Leicester Riders.
Anderson can't convert the three, but they've got numbers on the glass, Manchester. Three at the top is off the mark as well. And again, Stampley just all over the place at the minute.
Wow. Great energy there from Stampley. 2 monstrous offensive rebounds.
Harris driving hard. He can't convert, and finally Leicester get their hands on the ball.
Really like to see this shot chart, you know, with the one that's got the misses around and around the rim, because Giants
quite
have
a lot of them.
And a lot.
There's another one to add to the shot chart. Saved by Thomas. It's up and down, but no scores here. Lowell, he'll break that and continue Leicester's run of 9 unanswered points.
That defense is appalling. It's a good move from TJ Lowell, but it's just one crossover down, and the defense is just open like the Red Sea.
Anderson driving in, and foul called, so Jamel Anderson will go to the free throw line.
Well, that's one thing Jamel has been today, and that's relentless. He's had a difficult day today. 2 for 8 from the field for his 5 points, but he's had to work extremely hard for them.
Shall we have a quiz update? I said first player to, or last player to score 33 points. The only player that scored 30+ points in the first 2 games of his British basketball career. We've had some more guesses that are wrong. Lauren Meyer, Jerry Williams, Julius Hodge, Anthony Piers, Luke Basumbru. All wrong. Teddy Allen's still trying to do it. My favorite guess, a former Manchester player, Vince Brookings. I think he probably did have 30 in his first 2 games. He seemed to have 30 in every game, but a long time ago. Oh, what a block from Thomas.
Wow, Thomas measured that one up as well. He was waiting.
Wow, that is a brave shot in transition, and Allen knocks it down.
You don't score 32 points in a game without being brave, Dan.
Yeah, that's true. And it's stolen away by Leicester. They've got the momentum going into half-time here. Here comes Allen again.
Part of me wants him to really do this, so I can throw a name in the quiz of yours.
There we go. He gets it to Thomas this time. Thomas close in, and Thomas converts, and Leicester continue to dominate the closing stages of this quarter.
Yeah, Giants just look tired. Even the supreme athletes like Jamel Anderson look a little bit leggy today.
Lewis misses everything. Giants have just stagnated offensively in the last couple of minutes. Allen for another 3. It's almost a set shot, isn't it?
Yeah. His misses aren't far off either,
No.
you know, so it indicates that he's got that ability to shoot that deep. 11 points for him so far.
Both teams shooting exactly the same from the floor, but Leicester have 8 more points. That's a good up and down from McKenzie. Ball is on the floor. He saved it. Out to Stanley. Didn't get it off in time. It didn't drop anyway. Well, it was a tight first half, but Leicester were able to finish that one strongly and take the momentum into the locker rooms.
Yeah, it did really good. It was one of those stalemate type of games. The second quarter started very tentatively from both teams, and it was the Riders who looked like they were struggling more so, but that sort of midway point through the second quarter, it was the Riders that were able to find a unit of 5 that were able to pour points on. Teddy Allen leading the way there, and Giants concerningly looked a little bit depleted, especially from the defensive end. Their effort certainly wasn't there like it was in the first quarter.
Well, Rob Paternostro will be thinking of his halftime team talk. So are me and Ant. We'll have that right after this break. Welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League here on YouTube. The Leicester Riders and Manchester Giants going head-to-head, and Leicester winning at halftime thanks to a good finish to the first half, and that managed to... Manchester have really missed some chippies as well. They could have really taken advantage when they were on top.
Yeah, went on a drought there, and as you say, Dan, there was multiple times where you think, oh, if they had that one back, they would have converted. A plethora of missed layups there inside, and concerningly from the perimeter as well, just 2 for 10, so they haven't been able to get it done outside or inside.
Well, let's have a look at all of the numbers in the first half. As Ant says, 2 for 10. Leicester 4 of 12 at the other end of the floor, but Leicester also getting to the free throw line a little bit more, which has kind of been the difference, those extra 6 points from the free throw line.
Yeah, and the Leicester Riders as well, they've had some good support there from their bench. 17 points off the bench for the Leicester Riders, which can change the dynamic of the game, especially when you look at a Giants team that look a little bit leggy to me, a little bit fatigued.
Well, let's have a look back at the story of the first half, and well, we obviously only clip up the baskets that were made, but in the early stages there were some sloppy turnovers and some easy ones missed.
We don't have time for those in the halftime show, Dan, but no, you're right, there was too many errors there turnover wise, missed layups, but these are the ones that make the cut, and the Leicester Riders made more of them, hence why they've got an 8-point lead.
And this guy Lewis at times has shown what he can do for the Manchester Giants.
Yeah, he's been the one leading from the front per se. Good 9 points personal for him. He's had those deflections. You see him there, one extra swing pass there to get his teammate an open shot, and Evan Walsh off the bench. He's been a bright spark. 6 points personal for him.
And bright spark at the other end as well for Leicester. This guy, Teddy Allen, he's got 12 first half points.
He has, and if he has a big second half, then he'll be a name on that quiz of yours.
Well, he's got a chance at it, doesn't he? With he's not quite halfway there, but only one shot away from being halfway there. But Rob Paternoster will be pleased with the way his team closed out that first half and really put the Jets on. It was this three that sparked it.
Yeah, this three was huge, and what it did is it gave Jaron Holmes the confidence to steal the ball the very play after and get his teammate a open shot. And Teddy Allen's just one of those players that can come off the bench, instant offense, can help the team's confidence when they're struggling to score the ball.
Still very much in the balance in Manchester. Well, in a few moments, we will have the top 10 plays of the last week in the British Basketball League. But first of all, we've got highlights from last night's overtime game in Sheffield. Bristol were in town.
Cross-court pass, skip wide open. It's an awkward-looking shot, but Corey Samuels makes it work. Beautiful stroke there from Jordan Ratinho.
And now still.
Oh boy, get ready. Christmas presents delivered. Beautiful feed, and a nice finish by Marcus Delpeche. Trajan Jacob will drive with the left off the glass high and puts it in. Double fake, up and under, well done. Running, gets it into Bennett Cook. Cook to the outside. Deep range three. Not there. Cook, though, offensive rebound. Goes right back up. Beautiful. Flyers are in the midst of a major drought. You're not going to believe this, but they have not scored in this half until then.
Leslie Smith said, wait a minute.
Kicks out. Extra pass. Jacob. Oh, beautiful cut and step going to his left hand. Trajan Jacob. Almost the same spot where he hit the last one. This time you knew right as soon as it left his hand it was not going anywhere. And go back to your leader, Trajan Jacob. Oh, Pipkins wheeling and dealing. Flyers showing a little bit of movement. Why not? Go back to the guy that's got you back in the game. That's 3 straight buckets for Trajan Jacob.
And they've
Ball
got
taken
it.
away in a great job by Tajon Lucas, and the throwdown for the Flyers. Beautiful defense. Shot clock at 5. Got to get it up, and they do. Gets it. You got to get it up. Oh, and just off the glass. We are headed to overtime in Sheffield. Cook now outside. Deep range 3. That was huge. Lucas was looking for a screen from Big Bad Green. Steps up and under. Beautiful job by Tajon Lucas. Jordan Ratinho floats it up there. Cook's there, and he gets it to fall.
Gets the bounce.
Trajan Jacob got to the rim, and that's going to be tough to come back from. A beautiful lead up in front and in. Put it on the board for Jalen Pipkins. Ramsey will end up with the ball. He'll let it fly just as the clock expires, and that'll do it. The 10-point win goes the way of the Sheffield Sharks. They had to work into overtime to get it, but they get their 10th win of the season. Kind of exactly what we expected.
Yeah, we did.
We said, you know, what a different team Cheshire are when you're able to score against them.
Oh, what a pass to Maceo Jack, who jams it in. Maceo Jack just throws it down.
DeBose down the lane, flushes the jam.
Yes, the boss, and he has a little flex. Beautiful, strong drive down the paint.
So sure, Shagwa has it batted away, and here's Green out in transition. Taj Green with the highlight play, and boy, did he enjoy that.
Love it. Screen. And jams it home.
Stolen away by Allen. Forward to Adowu, and Adowu will jam it in, and Leicester have cut this down to 5.
Serious look. I like that. For Riders, they're not going anywhere.
Jacob twisting and turning, going in and out. Get him rejected. Well, legend Robertson said, take that one back to the southwest. Initiate contact as JT goes behind the back, finding Morgan, and that is BEA beautiful. Coming from Taylor, finding Matt Morgan.
Big time pass. Love that around the back pass.
Morgan, screen from Sharma. Kicks it out to Decker. Corner 3 ball, knocks it down. And that is a massive shot by Sam Decker.
Three-tenths of a second now. Boursier trying to throw this one long. Passes up, gets it off in time. Oh, are you kidding me? Evan Walsh. How did he get that? He got that off.
Here's Allen, who certainly had an exciting game so far. He's left his man on the floor, and he's hit the 3.
Whoa, put more Junior on skates, baby.
Well, they're going to get the ball inbound. They find Connor Morgan. Hand off with Taylor. Taylor, Hail Mary. Oh, baby! One more time! Deja vu! He's done it again! We are going to overtime! Jordan Taylor, are you kidding me? This guy has no limits.
Welcome back to Manchester, where Teddy Allen has 12 first-half points, so 44 points in his first game and a half in the British Basketball League. Is quite an introduction to him. He's a somewhat unorthodox-looking basketball player, but the thing he knows best is how to put the ball through the hoop.
That he does, Dan. I mean, he's coming off a MVP season as well in the CEBL, Canadian Elite Basketball League, where he's the MVP for the Winnipeg Sea Bears, and hasn't had that big contract perhaps he was looking for this season. So he's essentially been unemployed and hasn't been able to play basketball. So this is his first take. And sometimes, what is it? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. You know, when something's taking away from you, you appreciate it that little bit more. And Teddy Allen certainly grasping this British Basketball League opportunity with both hands so far.
Well, Nick Lewis is having a wardrobe malfunction there, I think, before we get ourselves underway. You've got to tuck yourself in and look presentable.
Whatever he needs to do, because Giants are going to need him to do much of the same. He was their bright spark in the first half. 9 points personal and a number of game-changing plays.
And there's a rim-rocking play from legend Robertson with another big jam.
A good play to start the second half from the Giants. They identified a weakness there interiorly from the Riders, and Robertson throws this down.
Well, followed by a not very good play from the Giants, with Harris committing a foul. They got in foul trouble early in the first quarter as well. Here's McKenzie. Out to Thomas for three. Rims out. Law, can he get the offensive rebound? Not quite. Well, it will go his way.
He's done really well there.
Yeah, he has.
Really well. He was in between three players, and somehow his presence and his
come all the way from the wing as well.
Just been a nuisance. And
I thought that came off Lowell, I'll be honest with you. The replay still looked like Lowell.
Yeah. Well, his persistence is rewarded.
Yeah, his effort is rewarded. Thomas gets it on to Walker. Walker is blocked by Robertson.
Wow. Robertson challenges one shot,
and he's going to get a jam at the other end, is he? Yes, he is. He pulls the rim down again.
Well, you knew it was coming, Dan, and it was inevitable. Little pump fake there to get the defense up in the air, and there's very little you can do with a 7'1" athletic big guy when he's got the ball that close to the rim.
Walker to the hook. Well, he takes two back. Not quite as emphatic, but worth the same.
Exactly, and very little you can do with him when he catches the ball that deep as well. 6'9", big guy that we've been accustomed to seeing playing volleyball down low. You know, to use his size and strength to get deep positioning and finish.
Lewis steps back for three off the iron. Lee is just bigger than McKenzie to win that battle. And that came off the Manchester man last, so that'll be a Leicester possession.
I thought Thomas came over and knocked that one out of Lee's hand, but goes against the Giants again.
Anderson knocks it loose. 2-on-1 here for the Giants. Lobbed up to Jamel Anderson and stuffed home.
Good play there. Relatively good spacing. I thought they were a little bit close together, but Nicholas Lewis with a perfectly weighted pass. Here's the activity on the defensive end from Jamel Anderson, and perfectly weighted and heighted pass there. And Anderson says, thank you very much.
Well, Holmes going hard to the hole, and Robertson commits the foul.
Fearless play there from Holmes. Sometimes when you see a guy block shots, you have a second guess on attacking him, but Jaron Holmes went straight through the heart of that defense, straight at Robertson, and gets fouled.
Second personal foul on him. Despite the foul issues that you saw in that graphic, they've dispersed them well, Manchester. Nobody with more than two. Friendly bounce on the first free throw. Leicester fans enjoying that.
Well, Jaron Holmes has had a really positive start to his professional career. He's a rookie. Leicester Riders recruited and signed him, and he's been one of the more consistent pieces in a very ever-changing roster. 13.6 points per game. He's a hard work, and I think he's the type of player that a Leicester Riders typically recruits.
Well, he's almost got another steal there. He's deflected away. And Rob Paternostro is always wary of these pre-Christmas games. Mine might be on something other than the win for the players.
I remember a bunch of those team talks. I remember it.
How many of them did you lose, though, Anne? That's the question.
Yeah.
His Law is not a great pass.
I think there's a reason why he has those team talks.
Well, they're trying to avoid a pre-Christmas loss here, Leicester, and they're up 6. And Walker shuts the door on Lewis there. McKenzie out to Holmes. Thought about the shot, put it on the floor instead, and rims out. There's a foul on the rebound. I think it's against Anderson.
Well, this Jerome Holmes just...
It's on the rebound there. You can see a little shove in the back of Myron Thomas by Anderson. And that's him on 2 fouls now as well. Lobbed into Walker. Tough shot from McKenzie, but he finds the bottom of the net.
He's so good at that, and you know, this is our 3rd season now of watching him in the British Basketball League do that. I remember last year he had an amazing game up in Manchester, Kimball McKenzie, and it was so many of those pull-up jump shots.
Burton can't get the finger roll to go. He must like the Northwest, because he had a great one in Cheshire as well, didn't he?
That's
Here's
right.
Holmes running down the lane. Thomas with the follow. Walker at the 3rd attempt squeezes it in, and Leicester have a double-figure lead.
The big difference is Leicester Riders are making their layups and the Giants aren't. I think if you compare and contrast the areas in the key where both teams have made and missed shots, Giants would have a lot more red.
Lewis late in the shot clock, trying to free up some room, gets his shot away and knocks it down. Well, they're identical field goal shooting, despite the fact Leicester lead by 8.
Wow. Ooh, reality, it looks very, very different.
Yeah, well, it does when he's got the ball in his hands. But it is, as you say, it's about where and how you make the shots. And obviously Leicester have got to the line a bit more as well. And that's going to be foul on Robertson, is it, for a little push? Yes, indeed. It's his 3rd personal.
Just late to it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. 5:53 to go in the 3rd quarter. Timeout, Manchester Giants. We've got a little pause in place so I can give you an update on the quiz. And for a reminder for any of you who've only just joined in, we were talking about Teddy Allen. He scored 32 points on his debut last week, and there's only been one player in the last 15 years in the British Basketball League who've scored 30 plus in his first 2 games. So I asked Ant who he thought it might be. He wouldn't even guess, so we threw it out to our audience. Here's the latest tranche of answers that we've had. Jeff Bonds, Brian Dukes, too long ago. Tack Miner, decent shout, but not right. Kenny Gregory, too long ago, another good shout. Reggie Bratton, very good. The bald Italian guy who played for Cheshire, which I think is Mike DeNuno.
Yes.
No. Matt Scott, good shout. Wes Washburn, remember him from London City Royals? That was a decent one. Booman, the Booman Williams. No, didn't do it. Albert White of the Bears. Demarius Bowles of the Lions. Really good shout, that one. All wrong, I'm afraid. Nobody that I've seen in the comments has yet got the answer right. I'm loving this quiz.
Has Charles Smith been mentioned?
Charles Smith been mentioned, but his debut was in 1999. That's the last 15 years.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we've had the oldest one was Vince Brookings, which they did say tongue-in-cheek. Vince Brookings played for Manchester in the, I think, late 70s to early 80s. Was a phenomenal scorer. Probably did have 30 in his first 2 games, but not in the last 15 years. Here's Thomas going to the rim and laying it in for 2.
That's a great finish there, and you just see his athleticism just be supreme there over the defense, and the focus and the ability to finish as well, because we've seen the opposition not be able to do that today.
Anderson deep in the lane, 3 Leicester shirts around him, squeezed out of it. Leicester getting on top here. Walker thought about the 3, decided against it. He will take the long 2 though. Mo Walker did have 32 on debut, but didn't have 30 in his second game when he began his British Basketball League career with the Wolves. Here's Lewis down the lane, runs into traffic. That'll be a held ball, and the possession arrow will go Leicester's way. 4:45 to go. Leicester have taken control here early in the third. What is Manchester's response? Find out after this. Welcome back to Manchester, where Brian Simonian and his team have some work to do here with a quarter and a half to go, trailing Leicester Riders by 12. Thomas looking inside to Walker. Here's Big Mo. Kicks out to Holmes for 3. Little short. Lewis with the rebound. What's the response from Manchester out of that timeout? It's a lob up and alley-oop, and Lawson with the jam.
Great work there from the point guard, Nicholas Lewis. Off that screen, he dragged the ball to the side, which creates good space between him and the big man. Threw it up there, and Lawson went up and got it.
Well, they've had plenty of dunks, Manchester. Here's Lowell for 3, and he rattles it in.
Wow, it's a big response. Sometimes you have those momentum plays like an alley-oop, and TJ Lowell just erasing that one with a 3.
Here's Lewis trying to get those 3 points back. Can't. McKenzie kicks out to Lowell for another one. Oh, missed everything. Somebody opened the door there. Got blown off course. Inside to Anderson, looking for room on the baseline, spins back into trouble and travels with it. He's had a frustrating evening, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. And good defense there from the Riders. They just put bodies on him there. You see Mo Walker comes over there, and even Jaron Holmes comes and takes the ball away, which causes Anderson to travel.
Well, Anderson subbed out of the game. You don't see that very often.
No, he looks a little tired today to me. You know, again, he's a type of player as well who doesn't ever get tired. I remember
Normally,
him,
if he sits down, he's in foul trouble.
yeah, and even in practice behind the scenes as well, he was that player whose energy just never seemed to stop, never was on empty as well. He's the type of player you'd look at and be envious of and jealous of as well.
Everything but the finish there from Holmes. Walker trying to keep it alive, and that will be a Leicester possession. Good work from Walker. The other 4 players had run back on D. He hadn't given up on the ball.
Well, that's happened a few instances today for the Riders, and this time it was Mo Walker. I remember distinctly before TJ Jalal doing exactly the same thing. So it's been good energy from the Leicester Riders. And I think the Leicester Riders too, they're in a position in the season now where they're trying to sort of invent themselves and see how far and how good they are against the pack. Very, very unusual territory for Rob Paternoster and the Leicester Riders to be 7th in the league table.
Bowman trying to find some room, and he does with the nice footwork.
Great work there from Blake Bowman. And I think it's good news as well, him being back. He was out injured, which I thought he had a really good start to this season, coming off the bench, providing energy and scoring.
Speaking of guys who might have got 30 points on their debut, Barry Bowman, a little more than 15 years ago, of course.
Blake Bowman's father, for
his
all
dad
those at home.
played for, I should have cleared that up, played for Thames Valley, amongst others, London Towers as well. Is Boursier driving in.
Good finish there from Boursier, who's I think a player high on confidence at the moment as well. Like I say, he had a good game against London Lions, and that almost won it. It went into overtime, and then it just went a little wrong for the Giants.
Allen throws it out the back door, but it's picked off by Boursier. Walker trying to chase him back. Walker fouls him, and Boursier will go to the line for 2.
Good activity there from Boursier. Good anticipation. He was seeing man and ball and hands in the passing lane, and good foul from Mo Walker here. We're in an era now where you don't want to foul too hard because you get unsportsmanlike. But again, you don't want to be too soft because that then puts you in and 1 territory. You don't want to do that.
I mean, you don't want to do nothing and have your coach shouting how you're not running back properly.
Yeah, it's tough scenario. And the foot speed of Boursier too. He's quicker naturally than Mo Walker. So Mo Walker's had a lot to deal with there on that play, and I think he's done relatively well.
All right, hasn't he? Was issue at the table. They're just sorting out. And we're ready to get back underway, which allows us to go back to quiz mode. Remember, the question is, the last 15 years, who had 30 plus in his first 2 British Basketball League games? Ted Berry, come on now, that's not 15 years ago. I mean, he might have scored a lot of points, but that's a long time ago. Anthony Pyers, we've already said no to, and we've already said no to Andre Smith. Jason Johnson. Again, I don't think that's the last 15 years. It might just be, but not the right answer either.
Yeah, he played 2009, 2010.
Okay, so it is the last 15 years, but not the right answer either way. Here's Bowman. Allen, who's the guy who's trying to do it himself. 32 last week, 15, he's halfway there this week.
Goodness me. Just the ease. He's able to knock down that deep 3.
Ooh, there's a slap on the head there, and Walsh will go through it to convert the 3-point play.
He gets that slap on the head, and he's feeling it too, but what an incredible move. The way that Evan Walsh attacks the rim, and here's the 3 before, it was relatively well contested.
Yeah.
And Evan Walsh, look at this, slap on the head. But he's too strong and too focused. And he finishes the play, doesn't get the 3-point.
Doesn't finish the 3-point play, though. Allen running it the other way. And that's going to be an offensive foul against him.
Good defense.
Yeah. Well, the one thing you would say in his first game and 3 quarters is he has looked shifty, hasn't he?
Yes.
Allen. So getting in front of him and staying in front of him has not been easy.
No,
but
agreed.
Boursier did that.
He's not overly quick or what I would say, overly athletic, where he's jumping over people. He's got good awareness, good spatial awareness, good balance.
Stampley off the mark. Into the final minute of the third. Leicester have stretched their lead in this quarter out to 12. Looking to add to it here with Holmes. Bowman out to McKenzie for three. He knocks it down. The Riders captain makes it a 15-point lead.
It's a great find and a great decision from Blake Bowman there. He could have shot the layup himself, a very difficult shot, but instead he finds McKenzie in the corner.
Well, they're all over the shop there, Leicester. That was a terribly run fast break. Somehow they keep the ball.
That couldn't have went any worse,
No.
Dan. Was it 4-on-1?
Allen can't convert the three. Well, Rob Paternoster will be fuming at that. Manchester with the shot clock off. Stampley has it knocked away by Allen. Adowu comes up with it. They're trying to squeeze him out, but in the meantime, time expires on that quarter. A good quarter for the Leicester Riders. They've pulled further clear. We'll have the fourth after this break. Welcome back to Manchester, where Teddy Allen has 15 points to lead the Leicester Riders in his second game, 32 in week one. And the architect, the starter of our little quiz that we've got running through as well. Here's Holmes. We will have the answer in this quarter. Don't worry, folks. I won't leave you hanging. Leicester stretching their lead. Manchester needs something offensively themselves here. Borsier. Anderson. Is that three? It is. And it drops in for him. He just got his feet behind the line.
Well, difficult shot there. He seemed to do a pirouette there before he shot the ball. And he gets the kind roll. Still, the production's down on the Giants. They're a team that average 83 points per game. And here they are now, the start of the fourth, stuck on 52.
Well, a chance to add to it here as Anderson steals the ball away. Cross court to Borsier. Blocked. Great block by Adowu.
Yeah, good time in there.
Allen's going to fire up the 3, and he's going to knock it down. 18. He needs 12 more.
It's matter of seconds after the block from Adowu. It's literally 2 seconds later, and you have Teddy Allen pulling up on a 3 in transition, knocks it down.
Well, you wouldn't put it past him to hit 5 threes in the fourth quarter, would you? Here's Stampley at the top of the key for 2.
No, I mean, look, if there's a player that has the capability to do that, it would be Teddy Allen.
Here's Holmes, lane to the basket. Good defense in the end from Stampley on the cover. Anderson sees a gap, runs it down. That's going to be a blocking foul on Russell. I don't think he was outside the circle, even if he had got there in time.
Yeah, I think that's the right call there. See both feet in the space there. Got to be outside that semicircle.
Yeah. So whilst Russell has a word with his coach and Anderson goes to the free throw line, just need to clear this up because I keep getting our little quiz, which is who in the last 15 years scored 30 points in their first 2 games, because we're wondering if Teddy Allen could do it. People keep coming back to me, Mo Walker, Mo Walker, Mo Walker. Yes, Mo Walker did score 32 points on debut in the British Basketball League. No, he did not score 30 points in game 2. He scored 26 points against Plymouth. So very impressive first 2 games, no doubt about it, but not 30 and 30. He also had double-figure rebounds in both games. He was a beast that first year at Worcester, wasn't he?
Was.
Absolutely destroying teams, but didn't get 30 and 30 in his first 2 games. Here's a guy trying to do that. Allen trying to feed it through to Adowu, but it's stripped away by the Giants. Walsh. Kick back out late in the shot clock here now for the Giants. Somehow it comes out to Lewis. He resets for 3, but it doesn't go. Allen with the rebound. Allen still going, drops it off to Bowman, sells the fake. Can't find any room to get the shot away. He did in the end, but there wasn't enough to get it in.
Just too congested in the key. Good resistance there from the Giants on that occasion.
Stolen away by Allen. Walsh will chase him back, and he will commit the foul. So Teddy Allen will go to the free throw line looking for points 19 and 20. Again, just got his hand in the passing lane, used his body well. And 30 and 20 would be impressive, by the way, even if he doesn't get all the way. 32 and 20 would be impressive, even if he doesn't get all the way there. I've had Brent Benson as a shout. He certainly scored a lot of points for Birmingham. Will Creekmore, another one of those Worcester big guys who certainly knew his way to the basket. Mindaugas Janiska. There's a name you don't see every week. MD. I think that was more than 15 years ago. Joe Chapman we've had before. Saw Nimley did have, I think, 33 on debut, but didn't have 30 in his second game. Gerald Brooks. James Life has come up again, another great scorer. There's some good guesses out there. They're all wrong, but there's some good guesses out there.
I love how much pleasure you're taking.
People
get these right answers as well.
It's just a random
You can't even disguise it in your voice.
Made a whole game out of it. Here's Walsh going to the finger roll.
Sitting next to you with the biggest smile on your face.
I'm hoping Manchester come back and this goes to overtime just so we can stretch the quiz. Here's Allen. Short on that one. Anderson making his way through. Don't forget, you can vote for your player of the game in the comments. When you're in the comments trying to give us the answer to the quiz question, have a vote for who you think player of the game is. Ant's got his thinking cap on for player of the game. He didn't bother trying. He hasn't even had a guess in the old quiz. It wasn't Anthony Rowe. Somebody did ask that. It definitely wasn't.
Had a nice debut for the Leicester Riders, but nowhere near
That's
the...
not your first game in the British Basketball
no.
League. Your first game, you probably didn't even get on court, did you?
Oh, I was probably 16,
Probably
17 years
16
old.
playing
Yeah.
for Plymouth. Well, TJ Lowell called for a foul on the inbound. I must confess I was looking at the ball, so I didn't quite see what he did. So it'll be an inline ball. There's still a little bit of going on between Lowell and Lewis. And Lowell wins the battle by stealing the ball away.
Wow, that'd be the 20th turnover.
Oh, and there's another turnover the other way as Allen throws it straight to Lewis. Well, that's a confident shot in the mid-range,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's the one type of shot you only take when you're a player with lots of confidence. Nice play there from Nicholas Lewis. Takes him to 13 points.
Well, Rob Paternostro not happy that his lead is down to 12 after this turnover, has called a timeout with 6 minutes to play. Well, we're almost at the end of December, which means coming up very shortly is the British Basketball League trophy.
6 minutes, let's go blow these fucking guys out.
The stakes are higher. The action is bigger. Here's how it all goes down. All 10 league teams are split into 2 groups of 5. The trophy games are played across 3 weekends in January, where each team plays 4 games within their group, 2 at home and 2 away. The top 2 teams from each group will go into the semi-finals. It all comes down to an epic Final Four weekend at the Utilita Arena in Birmingham on the 27th and 28th of January 2024, with back-to-back semi-finals played on the Saturday, followed by a double-header with the men's and women's finals played on the Sunday. It's time to find the 2024 trophy champions.
Well, looking forward to the trophy starting very soon, but it's the league action that we're focusing on right now. Leicester trying to get another win on the board. Mackenzie for 3. Manchester trying to rally here in the 4th.
It's a big few minutes here for Manchester Giants. If they can put a little run in here and increase the pressure on the Riders, give themselves a good chance of getting back into this game.
Lewis off the side of the board. He thought he was fouled. Referee did not.
It was an odd-looking shot, wasn't it?
It was an odd shot. Thomas, nowhere to go. Out to Ado, who's absolutely wide open, and he can stroke the 3, so you want to get out there. There's a little going on between Anderson and Thomas off the ball. They were battling for position on the rebound, and the referees just told them to calm it down a little bit. But Adowu's 3 is good. Walsh. Anderson for 3. Misses. Lowell comes away with it. Lowell going straight to the rim, and he's going to be fouled by legend Robertin. So Leicester with a 15-point lead and a chance to make it 17 from the free throw line with only 4:52 to go. That will come after this timeout, so we'll take a quick break. Well, Brian Simonian and his Manchester Giants in something of a hole here at home. Trailing Leicester by 15. It could be 17 if both of these go in from Lowell. The first one doesn't. Gets the second one. Leicester fans still banging the drum here with 4:46 to go. Manchester need a rally here. They need it quickly. This is the sort of guy that can put on a splurge. Back to Walsh. Fouled by Allen. Well, so we have another look back at this foul by Allen. My whole quiz rested on him getting 30 and 30. It doesn't look like it's going to happen today. He's only got 19.
Only 19?
Only 19. It's lacking, really, isn't it?
Well, it wouldn't do too bad for his averages.
The averages won't be too bad. If you haven't been with us, where have you been? We're having a little quiz. The one player in the last 15 years to score 30 points in his first 2 British Basketball League games. Absolutely nobody has got it right yet. We've had CJ Geddes, we've had Trayvon Wright, we've even had Harrison Gamble and Barry Lamble. That was very unlikely guesses.
Great teammates, though.
Great teammates, but 30-point games weren't high on their CVs. Well, Harrison maybe for Loughborough. He scores a lot of points there. Don't forget, 8 o'clock, we've got our second game. Plymouth City Patriots against the Caledonia Gladiators. The longest trip in British sport, that. Here's Lowell for 3. Off the mark. Tipped all the way out to get Leicester a new 14. Allen fires up a 3. Got another one. Maybe there's still time for the 30-30. He's got 22.
Wow, that step back created so much space for him. And again, that effortless release he has. Nothing but net.
Lowell pressures it away. That last shot was actually a 2 rather than a 3 from Allen. He's trying to get 2 more here, but he cycles it out to McKenzie. He's in the corner. That'll be worth 3 if it goes in. It doesn't. Walsh, transition 3, must make, does make. Cuts it to 13.
That was a good space in there from Giants. Good offensive transition. And Evan Walsh stepping into that one for 13 points personal for him.
But 13 points still separate the teams.
That was just Manchester's 4th 3-pointer, Dan. Really struggled from the perimeter today.
Lowell is knocked to the ground and will go to the free throw line. 2:57 to go, and nobody's got the question right. Do you think they need a clue out there?
Yes,
Shall
I do.
give them a clue?
I'd like a clue.
Go on then, I'll give you a clue. The 2 games in question happened on the 29th of September 2017 and the 6th of October 2017, when a player scored 30 plus in his first 2 games. So 2017 was when it happened.
How many seasons did he play in the British Basketball League?
1. I want to say 1.
That's why it's so hard to guess.
It's not hard to guess. When I say the name, you're going to go, of course it was. Lowell rattled out. In fact, probably if I said who he did it against, you'd guess who it was. As Walsh drives to the basket.
For a very Evan Walsh basket.
For a very Evan Walsh basket.
Direct one, nice finish. 15 points now for Evan Walsh, who's been on an absolute tear in the last 4 games. His career high 22 points. He breaks that on the 7th of December, and then the next 3 out of 4 games scores 22 points.
Well, there's a little going on here, isn't there? Referee Steve Ellis making sure it doesn't cross the line.
Well, look how much the Manchester Giants respect Kimball Mackenzie's pull-up jump shot. 2 of them went at him and fouled him.
He's a pretty good foul shooter as well. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner in the chat.
Really?
Somebody's got it. I will reveal who has won our quiz shortly as Kimball Mackenzie makes both free throws.
It's a clutch answer too, of 2:25 left to play, and they've got the answer in.
I know. Everybody, suddenly it's coming in. Everybody seems to know now, don't they?
People are making big shots.
I know.
The 4th quarter.
Here's a big shot in the 4th quarter from Lewis off the backboard. It falls down to Walsh. Walsh forces it home in off the glass, and a chance to cut it to 11.
Evan Walsh, unbelievable. 17 points personal now for him, and he has transformed his season this year. As I say, he's on an absolute tear at the moment. And look at this, 3 defenders around him. And he's had the strength and the ability to finish. Evan Walsh averaging 9.9 points per game this year, but it's been the last few weeks where he's really went on a tear.
Well, 2:07 to go, 68 even, 79 Leicester leading against Manchester. A timeout is called. But let's do the winner of our quiz. Well done, Deborah T, Dan Jordan, Aidan Brandreth, Keith Milligan. I don't know how many of you are just repeating the name of the person you said above. The answer is, of course, Jay Sean Page of the Newcastle Eagles. Had 30 against Leeds on the opening day, which was the biggest ever win. You remember that? Newcastle absolutely hammered Leeds on the opening day. And then went back home and had 33 in his home debut against the Rocks. And my favorite bit of that is my mate Dave Forrester, the assistant coach. He probably recruited Jay Sean Page. He's been in the chat all the way through with loads of wrong answers, and he can't even come out with the right answer.
I think there's some questions that's got to be answered there on the Sunday night breakdown.
There is. It's just not good enough, really, is it? Well, Rob Paternostro trying to get his team over the line.
Sometimes you can be so close to it, Dan, you just overlook it.
You can't see the wood for the trees. There's a little bump there from Anderson. Well, Mackenzie, they're over the limit, so Mackenzie will have the long walk to the free throw line.
Kimball Mackenzie, 84.4% free throw shooter.
Which is down for him.
Yeah. He
was 90% last year. But he's pretty good in late game situations as Leicester trying to ice this one here with 2 minutes to play. Lewis, tough corner shot, he knocks it down. It's only worth 2, didn't quite get behind the line. Manchester pressuring down court, trying to force a turnover. Leicester need to get it into the front court, and just about do. Mackenzie running the clock down, gets in, fires hard off the glass, didn't hit the ring. I think there's a foul on Idowu anyway for the push on the rebound. Well, that is not an ideal play for Leicester. No score and a foul while the ball is in the air means Manchester will shoot 2 free throws at the other end.
Wow. Well, Giants going to have an opportunity here to close the gap and not waste any time. That's the combination they're going to need to get back into this game. 90 seconds left and down 11.
Well, they can get it back to single figures in We've seen some wild endings in this building, to be fair, in the British Basketball League this season. You need the free throws, though.
It sort of personifies this game, doesn't it? It's Giants have gone these mini runs where you think, oh, this could get a little tense here for the Leicester Riders, and every time the Riders have responded or Giants have not been able to capitalise on the position they've put themselves in. It's been about double-digit arm's length here between these two teams today. Oh, you see.
Well, Thomas was wide open under the basket, but Leicester were trying to run some clock, which was the sensible thing to do, and Adobu eventually is fouled, so he will shoot 2. Remember, you've got a few seconds left to convince Ant who your player of the game should be. Let us know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the British Basketball League channel as well, so you don't miss any of the action, including the game coming up at 8 o'clock tonight, Plymouth against Caledonia. We're already looking forward to that one. 8 p.m. tip-off at the Pavilions, and tonight we'll be back for that. Here's Lewis in the key, fires it up, a little flat. That's going to be another foul on a rebound, with Thomas pushing Stampley to the floor. So that will be 2 more free throws for Manchester.
Oh, wow, yeah, he sort of got pushed into
both ways, didn't he? Don't forget, tonight is not the last action before Christmas. We've got another game tomorrow, Christmas Eve, 1 p.m. at the Copper Box. Sheffield Sharks in town.
When you look at all those layups missed and free throws as well haven't been great for Giants.
It's been awful.
And then you look at the 21 turnovers, you know, this is a negative compound of one thing after the next. Really, really rare that you'll win games when you've got those numbers.
Allen dishes it off this time to Thomas underneath for the lay-in.
Great work there from Allen, and Coach Paternoster said that post-game against the winning Caledonia. He was impressed like the rest of us of Teddy Allen's ability to score the ball, but it was also his other areas of the game, the ability to facilitate the game and get his teammates involved.
Well, not turn it over like that. And, well, Thomas looked like he was trying to get out of the way there, and Anderson able to get a foul called against him, and Leicester just need to be calm here. They don't want to pick up a technical as well.
Yeah, you're right. Thomas didn't want to foul, did he? He was trying to actually get out of the way. And as you say, Dan, it's just, there's a right time and place to argue, and right now you've got a nice healthy lead with less than a minute to go. Just get out of there with a win.
Yeah, and when you've got your turkey sandwiches ready on Boxing Day, Caledonia are at home, the Giants back in action. And then on Friday, it's East Kilbride again as Caledonia host the London Lions, second hosting first on Sky Sports next Friday, on air from 7:30, tip-off at 7:45. Join us for that one. Well, they just continue to miss free throws here, Manchester. Allen coming away from it. Won't get that 30-30 now, but he gave us a good quiz. Is Thomas underneath to lay it home. And Leicester are going to make it back-to-back wins here after a difficult run. They seem to have got their mojo back. Lewis can't finish. Rebound pulled in. And Leicester, well, will they go for one more score? It's obviously 1-1 in the head-to-head. Might be worth a couple more points. Or is Thomas just going to dribble it out? He is going to just dribble it out. Well, Leicester have come here in the pre-Christmas game that Rob Paternoster always worries about, but his team have not let him down. They've pulled out a win, and really it was that start to the second half that got them going. And once again, Teddy Allen bringing the buckets.
Yeah, look, he's been a player that's come with a big reputation, and we saw him come off the gates with that 32-point game, and even today he's delivered. You know, he's on the road here. Remember, this isn't as comfortable circumstances. He hasn't been in this country that long, and here he is now up north in Manchester, producing again, 21 points off the bench. And what I thought he does well is I think he provides his teammates with confidence, knowing that they've got a bona fide natural scorer to call upon whenever's needed.
6 rebounds and 5 steals as well. Your player of the game, Ant?
Player of the game for me, yeah. I thought he was. He's done really well with the circumstances of fitting into a team that's already rolling. Look, he's took more shots than ordinarily, you know, it's 7 of 18 in total, but you know, still efficient, and it's still efficient enough to get the job done. Some big threes there to stop any Manchester Giants run in that game as well.
And an important win for Leicester to back up that victory against Caledonia with the tough one on the road here.
I think so, and again, this is a team that's now trying to reinvent themselves, you know, find their identity, and the more wins that they can pick up, the better. Was this the prettiest basketball game or the best performance? No, but it was a strong performance on the road. I think there was times in this game where you thought, uh-oh, you know, Giants are gonna take advantage here, but Leicester Riders, it was a professional performance, and this is the type of win I think that would do the group the world of good for confidence.
Well, if we have a look at the numbers in this game, I think the notable thing about the shooting percentages, they basically shot the same number of shots overall. They made the same number of shots overall. Leicester basically made 1 and shot 1 more. What Leicester did was made 6 more free throws than Manchester and 5 more 3-pointers. 3s are worth more than 2s.
Yeah. I think you've succinctly summarised that perfectly, and I think what the numbers there as well. Yes, you can look at the shots, but you can see the 22 turnovers there. Turnovers, yes, create offense for the opposition, but it's also demoralising. It disrupts your flow offensively. You're a little bit more tentative as well because you don't want to turn the ball over again. So there's a collection of things happening there behind the scenes that Giants did not look fluent offensively today.
Well, Teddy Allen and the Leicester Riders winning here today. Let's have a look at the fixtures that are coming up over the remainder of this weekend. We've still got an 8 o'clock game between Plymouth City Patriots and Caledonia Gladiators tonight, and then tomorrow at 1 p.m. the London Lions taking on the Sheffield Sharks. You can see the results there. Let's see how they pan out in the league table. And Leicester don't move up, but they move a little further away from the teams behind them. Played a couple games less than Bristol, above them. A 9th win of the season. Not where Leicester are used to being, but moving in the right direction.
You got to win the games, Dan, to move up the table, and today another away win to move them a little bit closer to that top pack. Encouraging signs of the Leicester Riders camp.
Certainly is. Well, Ant and I will be back for Plymouth against Caledonia at 8 p.m. Join us for that. But for now, goodbye.